the director of the movie, actually hit me up and was like trying to like get my like email, and he was like going to talk to me more about the movie because he got screwed over, and it was all because of Leonardo DiCaprio and Tobey Maguire. Don's Plum is what it's called.
Oh wow, yeah, they were
You
like
could
best
find
friends
it
growing
on
up.
dude.
Toby
Yeah,
and
and
Leo.
this movie would have, if it actually was released, it would have destroyed them.
Well,
That's understandable.
it's our Thanksgiving episode, Justin.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving.
I celebrate Thanksgiving. I assume you do too.
Yes,
Food. You eat food on
mainly
Thanksgiving?
just eat. Yeah, mainly just eat. And kill about like 30 turkeys, and we eat them raw.
Raw. Everyone gets their own turkey. You got to find it. If you don't find it, you
Yep.
don't eat that day.
Yep. Right after this podcast, I have to actually go out and find my turkey because it's bring your own
late.
turkey.
You're running late. You're
Yep.
running late already.
No, you gotta do it in the nighttime. They don't really see it coming. It's my little hunting trick. Yeah.
Thank you. I'll duly noted. I remember that.
I'm an Oregon guy now.
So yeah, today's episode is, we're going to try to have a little Thanksgiving themed discussion in the beginning, and then we're just going to get into some movie news, some fun movie news. But the notable releases for this week they're coming out the day before Thanksgiving, so they're coming out on Wednesday this week. Movies, we got House of Gucci coming out, which is Ridley Scott's movie.
Ooh.
We got Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City coming out this week, the new horror movie. Disney's Encanto, which I don't know if I'm that excited about, which is surprising. It's a Disney movie, but I haven't heard that much about it. And The Humans, which is an A24 movie, which is a limited release.
I want to see that. Even though I'm not a big fan of Amy Schumer, love the rest of the cast.
Yeah, she's trying to do something different, though, it looks like, hopefully.
Yeah, and she looks like she's gonna be good. I did like her in Trainwreck, but she's just, yeah. Anyways, is that one the Disney one that you're talking about? Was that the one that Lin-Manuel Miranda also did songs for, or something like that?
Yeah, he might have wrote the music for that one as well. It's about like a magic family in a magic house, and one of the people doesn't have a power.
Hey, every family is magical, damn it.
That's going to be the moral of the story. Watch. You just saw it. Yeah, so those are the releases.
I didn't even have to see a trailer. I just know that's
you know the moral of the story. All families are. That's funny. Also, Hawkeye comes out this week on Disney Plus. But welcome to History Popcorn, episode 38. We're going to talk about best Thanksgiving movies right now. I asked Justin to come up with a list, and I had asked him to do this before I myself came up with a list. So I'm just going to say I could only think of one movie because I don't really associate many movies with Thanksgiving. I mean, there are Thanksgiving movies, but I haven't seen them. And a lot of them tend to be really kind of dramatic movies. Like there's no like heartwarming Thanksgiving movies. But because around Thanksgiving, I am one of the, like, me and my family, we are always those people who like just play Thanksgiving episodes of TV shows all day. So we like play all the How I Met Your Mother Thanksgiving episodes, all the Friends Thanksgiving episodes, like any show we watched growing up. There's like a handful. We just watch Thanksgiving episodes, like Bob's Burgers Thanksgiving episodes. So that's all my mind went to. The only Thanksgiving movie that I could think of was Freebirds with Owen Wilson and Woody Harrelson. And I can honestly, I remember this movie. I remember this movie because honestly, this was one of the first movies I had ever walked out of. I rarely ever walk out of movies, and this is one of the only ones that I walked out of. I think we did see it for Thanksgiving or around Thanksgiving time, so there was a few of us, and I still don't know how that movie ends. Funny. That's like the one with like time travel and like, I think turkeys go back in time to try to stop Thanksgiving from happening. I walked out with my family, and I still don't know how it ends.
It's Woody Harrelson and Owen Wilson too.
Yeah. That's
Did
insane.
You know also the man that directed it, either directed it or wrote the movie, is Scott Mosier. You know who Scott Mosier is?
I feel like I know the name.
He's Kevin Smith's longtime producer and partner.
What? Why would he decide to do this?
I don't know, but he also directed The Grinch, the Illumination movie. So he has sold out, as the kids say. But hey, he's making money. But no, there are actually a lot more Thanksgiving films. That's so funny.
Prove
You
me
said
wrong.
Freebirds, though.
I
That's
could only
actually
think of
hysterical.
one.
Yeah, I've never finished that movie myself. So the number one Thanksgiving movie of all time, which people always mistake it as a Christmas movie, but it's not. It's set during Thanksgiving. Is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles with Steve Martin and John Candy.
I've never seen it, but
Oh,
that's Thanksgiving.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. I'm gonna watch that this Thanksgiving. I'll watch that this week.
It's a great movie. It's a John Hughes movie. John Hughes is probably his best film. My favorite one is always gonna be Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but out of because it is a funny movie, but it's such a heartwarming performance by John Candy, and it was a serious crime that he did not get nominated for an Oscar for it, because he just delivers. It's his best performance. Is so fucking good in it. And Steve Martin's fantastic too. Steve Martin actually has been on the record and said that that's his favorite movie of that he's ever been involved with, and that's not even mentioning his own movies that he's written, because he's written a lot of them. But yeah, great film. So that's the first one. That's the first thing that came to my mind. Second one, the other two I'm going to mention are very odd because nobody really knows them. One of them is actually a really good movie. The other one is fucking hard to get through, but has one performance in it that is kind of worth seeing. But it's all set on Thanksgiving. So the first one I actually really like, is The Oath, starring Ike Barinholtz, who also wrote and directed it, and Tiffany Haddish. And it's a political thriller type, but it's mainly a comedy, but it's very heavy on the politics. And Ike Barinholtz, who he was one of the dads in Blockers, and so not Leslie Mann or John Cena, the other guy. He plays this guy named Chris, and he's this news junkie, and he is there's this new oath to the president. So this movie came out right when Trump kind of got elected, and there's this.
It came out or it was written? Because didn't it come out like a year ago?
It came out like 2018. So it was
really?
He wrote it because of it because of what's going on. And so basically you have to sign this oath to it's your loyalty to the president of the United States, and he just thinks it's bullshit. And he's one of the only people that have not signed this oath. And so all hell breaks loose, and it's all set during Thanksgiving. Like, his family's in town. So it's a weird combination of being like a political thriller and being one of those like Thanksgiving family get together type things. And it goes to some fucking crazy directions, and it is a lot. I really like it. Depends on how much you want to get in, because it is a very political movie, but he doesn't really choose a side, which is kind of interesting to me. And it was the first movie too that I saw that made me like love Tiffany Haddish, the actor, more than the comedian. And there's a lot more people in it too. I can't really think of
I feel like when I
Jon
was
Cho's in it.
When I was seeing stuff about that, I felt like it was like a play or something. Like, doesn't it all take place in like a cabin or like one place, one house?
Yes, it's mainly all in one location. But yeah, it's a fan. I really liked the movie. I remember when the movie came out, it was one of my favorite movies of that year. But now this last one I'm gonna mention, and then it'll be the last one, is Son-in-Law. No, I'm just kidding. That is a Thanksgiving movie though. This one is called The Vicious Kind, which stars Adam Scott, Brittany Snow, and J.K. Simmons. And it's a brutal movie though. It's not like it really stresses you the fuck out. But Adam Scott, it's his first dramatic performance. I'm pretty sure his first lead performance, and he is so fucking good in it, but he plays the worst person in the entire world. This despicable fuck of a guy who uh he picks up his younger brother who's coming home from college uh for Thanksgiving, and his brother brings this new girl over, and she's this cute goth kind of chick, and Adam Scott's character is just going through a breakup, and he's sleep deprived, and he's just a complete asshole. He smokes like a chimney, and he becomes like infatuated with his brother's girlfriend. And he's convinced that she's going to break his heart and that she's going to cheat on him. And the other one is that she's actually like has this really crazy weird obsession with her, where he's like taking pictures of her and shit. It's very, very weird. It's an odd movie, but it is set during Thanksgiving, so it's a hard movie to get through, but it's worth seeing for it. Like, you can't even see Adam Scott in the movie, and for it being a Thanksgiving movie, of all the ones that I just mentioned, this one is definitely the least joyful out of them. But yeah, so that's that. But I would see it. I do recommend it just to see Adam Scott in it, because he hasn't done a movie like that again, and he really should, because he's vicious in it, which is hence the vicious kind, because he does some things in it that are fucking really, really hardcore and nasty.
Yeah, every time I see Adam Scott do something serious, it's always really cool to see, because he's done a few movies where he's been really serious. Like, I think there was this one, I think it was like Operation Endgame or something, that has a whole ensemble cast where they're all like they're like all secret agents. Bob Odenkirk's in it, Zach Galifianakis, like everyone's in it except for like the two main actors are like the only ones who aren't around anymore. But he's in that movie. Adam Scott's in that, and he turns into like this like really sinister character. And I like seeing Adam Scott in that role, those type of roles. So I'll probably check that out.
Yeah, no, Operation Endgame is super. It's very, very underrated. I really, really like that movie. I was just looking because Adam Scott hasn't been in anything in a long time, but I totally forgot about that movie. It's kind of going off topic. But the last movie that I saw him in that I really loved, it shocked the hell out of me too. Maybe we could talk about the Christmas season. Is Krampus.
Yeah. I never saw that.
Krampus was fucking amazing. Oh yes, dude, we should do a review of that during Christmas, because you would love that movie. It's like Gremlins. It's great. It's great movie. Me and my buddy, we saw that in the theater, and we were shocked. We don't know why. It was one of those movies we went to go see, and we were like, why are we spending money on this? This is gonna be so stupid. And then immediately once it started, like the opening sequence, we were both like, oh, this is good. Like immediately we're like, oh, this is like, we don't regret this decision at all. All the effects are practical too. It's like, it's total 80s throwback. It's amazing. But yep, those are my weird Christmas or Thanksgiving movies.
I
definitely suggest watching Planes, Trains, and Automobiles though.
I'm surprised I haven't seen that, honestly. That's one of the movies that's like an iconic movie. I realized I have never seen many Thanksgiving movies. Like they do exist, and they are out there, but I just listed ones that I had seen, which was Freebirds. That's like literally the only one I can think of that involves like a Thanksgiving dinner. I think The Visit, M. Night Shyamalan's movie, might be Thanksgiving. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of other ones, but I think it's because Thanksgiving is not a worldwide market. It's just the United States. I know Canada Day has Thanksgiving like in October somewhere. It's their Thanksgiving, but I guess that makes sense that it's not as popular in cinema and stuff.
Yeah. There's it is kind of odd. Usually like Thanksgiving,
they have like TV stuff.
Yeah, you don't get. Yeah, there's a lot of TV. Yeah, there's a lot of
Charlie Brown,
Hallmark. Yeah.
So there's our Thanksgiving talk for the week of Thanksgiving. Now let's get into some movie news, I guess. This is an interesting, I mean, I'm not surprised, because I think we already found out that companies are buying like a lot of animated properties from books, like the Dr. Seuss series. They've been produced. I believe Netflix produced the Green Eggs and Ham series, and I think they're doing a couple. I think they're also doing the Ronald Dahl series, the Charlie and Chocolate Factory So they're adapting all these imaginative books. I mean, I like reading, but I've honestly never read this book. Okay. They're adapting this book, and it seems like it's going to be a hard movie to make or something, because they announced it now, but it comes out in 2027. Which makes me think the complexities of this book surpass my understanding of it. But this book is All the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss. And it's being...
What?
Yeah, this is going to be produced by Bad Robot Productions, who is also J.J. Abrams Productions. And it has Jon M Chu attached to direct the film, who is doing the Wicked movie that we announced, that they announced. And he did he do In the Heights? Yeah, In the Heights.
Jon M Chu did.
And Crazy Rich Asians.
He did a lot of Step Up movies.
And he made Step Up. Yeah. So he's making All the Places You'll Go. Why it's going to take so long to make is beyond me. 2027. I understand animation takes a while, but usually they make it a little bit and then they announce stuff. But it seems like they haven't made any of it and then announced it. Yeah,
no, that is fucking bizarre. Oh, the Places You'll Go. I don't even remember what that was about.
It follows a young adventurer amid the peaks and valleys of life.
That is weird.
Sounds like it's going to be an epic. If it's due out 2027 and they're beginning working now, I'm imagining like Lord of the Rings level adventure. It's what Tintin was trying to be, probably.
That is so weird. That is very, very odd. I don't know how to respond to that. That's super weird. 2027.
Yeah, that's not for a long time.
Why would you announce something when it's going to be that far? What the hell?
I think maybe they did that with Grand Theft Auto as well, didn't they? They like announced that it was going to be out in like 5 years from now, I think. Everyone's like, what? It's already been like 5 years. All the gaming communities like, why are you telling us this?
Yeah. No, yeah, that's super, that's fucking weird. That is bizarro. That is the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, and J.J. Abrams' attachment is kind of confusing.
That is so confusing. Maybe it's just another one of those stupid things that he's doing where he's like, oh, it's coming out 2027, but it's really coming out like next week.
If you look at All the Places You Go, it does show the character. He looks like a little blonde character.
Yeah, he looks like Tintin.
A little bit like Tintin. I guess so. A little blonde adventurer. I think we should start a petition to get you to play this character. I don't know if this character has a name, but we'll call him Justin, and we're gonna start a petition to get you to star in All the Places You'll Go, Justin.
I would love it. It would be an honor. Wait, I just want to. So the story begins with the narrator relating the decision of the unnamed protagonist, who represents the reader, to leave town. The protagonist travels through several geometrical and polychromatic landscapes and places, eventually encountering a place simply called the Waiting Place, which is ominously addressed as being a place where everyone is always waiting for something to happen. As the protagonist continues to explore, spurred on by the thoughts of places he will visit and things he will discover, the book cheerfully concludes with an open ending. What the flying fuck?
This sounds like
trippy.
This sounds like it's gonna be something.
It's like Life of Pi.
That sounds insane.
Sound like
actually, that does not sound like a Dr. Seuss book.
No,
it sounds like a Darren Aronofsky project. Or Ang Lee, like you said, someone very weird. They get stuck in a place where everyone's in a constant state of waiting for something. That does sound like hell.
I just love that. Sounds like Darren Aronofsky. That's so funny. That does. From the director of Mother.
I don't know where it's coming out or who's distributing it.
It says Warner Bros. Is doing
Warner Bros. So it's probably going to be in theaters, or they might make it in HBO. I know they're going to differentiate same day streaming with theaters, and they're going to actually just have strict theater releases and strict streaming releases. So I don't know what this 2027. Who knows what's going to be available
I know.
at that time?
Like, why would you announce this is so bizarre.
I'm going to be honest. I had this news story before I knew that it was going to be 2027 released. I thought it was sooner than that. I assumed it would be sooner.
Yeah.
But
like, we don't even know
just if we're now starting work. Yeah. They just put the paper down.
We don't know if like this planet is going to be even here in 2027. It's
going to be the first Mars premiere.
Yeah. It's going to be the first movie that we can watch in our space shuttles. Oh, man. That's so weird. They can't even finish the rest of it, so the rest of it's like just like stick figures, hand puppets. But it's kind of ironic too. Like they're like it's the waiting place, and we have to wait fucking
it's actually a documentary about all of us just following the story. It's just Truman Show like reaction of us waiting for it to come out.
That's very Richard Linklater Boyhood vibes right there.
It is. So apparently. It was Dave Bautista way back in August, apparently went to social media and just, I guess, tossed around the idea of making a movie with Jason Momoa and was just like, I feel like it would be fun, like to make a buddy cop movie in the way of like Lethal Weapon. And that was in August. And it is now November, and we have studios that are actually pitching and buying this idea directly to Bautista and Momoa. So they're both being approached based off a tweet that Dave Bautista said, and they're getting major money thrown at them from studios to make this movie that doesn't exist, but is just a concept thrown out, which I feel like a lot of people could have thought of. Just Dave Bautista and Jason Momoa. What do they do?
Yeah, you don't have to.
I don't know. They just have to something actiony. Yeah. And it looks like MGM is the winner. It looks like they're gonna be getting the rights to the Momoa Bautista buddy cop film. And it was not rumored, but Dave Bautista was like, I want David Leitch to do it, who is the stuntman. First turned director who did the John Wick series. This is such an interesting story to me. Someone saw this tweet and hit up the studio executives, and they were like, yeah, okay, sure. He tweeted about it? Okay. I mean, Twitter has sparked some movies already, which is pretty historic.
Aren't both of them in Dune?
Yes, and they're also both in an Apple TV show called C. They play brothers.
Oh, so they're becoming like a dynamic duo, I see.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah, they're probably like wanting it to be like more thoughtful than like doing something like Stuber. But it's probably going to end up being just like Stuber. Well, honestly, I do like Dave Bautista a lot. I think the dude, like, he is I like how he just like really speaks his mind. You can tell he's like he's just like, people like say can't remember his damn name now. Oh, Dwayne Johnson is someone that like just feels very human. I don't think that. Like, whenever I hear Dave Bautista just speak, I'm always like, fuck yeah, dude. Like the whole James Gunn thing when he got fired, Dave Bautista was the first one to be like, that's fucking dumb. I'm not going back over there. Like, yeah. Fuck yeah, man. I
remember that.
You're awesome. And even with Stuber, I know I was just making fun of Stuber because it wasn't that good of a movie, but he was really good in it. The only movie that I did not like of his, though, was My Spy.
I never saw that. That went through like such a horrible process of distribution, but yeah, I'm glad you saw it.
You want to see?
I guess someone saw it.
Yeah. If you want to see him do the whip and the nay drunkenly at a party with a little girl, then that's the movie for you.
That's exactly
Jason Momoa, on the other hand. Yeah. Jason Momoa, on the other hand, I don't really like him that much, honestly. I wasn't a big fan of Aquaman.
I'm not the biggest fan of Aquaman.
And
same.
Yeah. And like, I think he was in that one weird cannibal movie, The Bad Batch.
Yeah.
Remember that movie?
Yeah.
Was he in that?
Yeah, he played like
Okay, yeah,
there's
so
like a weird
he was,
bodybuilder, like Muscle Beach type camp, and he was at that one.
yeah, so he was like, pretty good in that. I think he was also in a weird Bruce Willis comedy, which should never happen.
Maybe I saw him
And
in.
I've
He's
never.
in one of my favorite movies this year, actually.
Hmm.
It might be it's a dark horse. It might get bumped from my list, but he's in a movie called Sweet Girl. It's a Netflix movie.
Oh, did
Yeah,
you like that movie?
he's actually really good in that movie. That's actually one of my favorite movies from this
Okay.
year so far.
Okay. I'm gonna actually look that up right
I
now.
like him as a
Acknowledge
person, but yeah, I was not impressed with him as Aquaman. My family knows him from Stargate. I think that's the TV show he started on. He started on some
Oh,
sci-fi
really?
show. Yeah, and I was like, interesting.
Isn't he a Game of Thrones guy
Yeah,
too?
he was also in Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe the two will bring the best out of each other. And we haven't
If
seen
they need
Jason
script
Momoa.
writers, hit us up.
Do it. We'll think of something.
Yeah, so maybe we'll get an official announcement of some sort of team or something behind that movie. But I think it's funny that a studio bought a pitch from a tweet again, because I know A24 did that with Zola. I think that's what it's called, right? Zola.
Yes, I
So
still
it's
want to
based
see
on a
that.
series of tweets, and they just recently A24 just recently tweeted, "Hey, what's a story you have that we could turn into a movie?" I was like, really? They're just taking pitches off of Twitter now? So
They're the
there's that.
best.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I love A24. I think that they're such a unique company, and all their movies are, even their bad ones are like, well, you still haven't seen that one before. So
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
I still need to
agree.
see Zola, because I did
Yeah.
read those tweets. It's so entertaining. It's
I was one of
so
those
wild.
people who was
It's
like,
kind of like,
I'll wait for the movie, but I still haven't seen the movie.
but I'm gonna see it soon because I really do want to see it. I really like that actor Riley Coe. I think she's so interesting.
Let's see. When was the last time you heard from Ben Stiller, Justin? I know you guys are friends.
Yeah,
It's been a while since Ben
I'm
Stiller.
gonna see him Thanksgiving. We're having his place.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All the people are gonna be there.
Well,
I was gonna invite you, but
no, it's okay. I told you I was busy. It's okay. Ben Stiller is making his comeback because he's directing and co-starring in this new project. It's a superhero movie, Justin. Ben Stiller is gonna turn into a superhero, not like Mystery Men from the 90s, but I think this is gonna be a new type of superhero. This is Ben Stiller and Cate Blanchett. They're making a movie about the old spy show called Champions. It's from the 60s. The Champions. The show from the 60s sounds strange because it's like superhuman spies, it sounds like. It says that the movie is paying homage to the TV show that follows 3 United Nations agents whose plane crashes into the Himalayas. Upon being rescued by an advanced civilization secretly in Tibet, they are granted enhanced intellectual and physical abilities. When the agents return to the outside world, they use their new superhuman abilities to become champions of law, order, and justice.
Interesting. I wonder if it's going to be set in the 60s. Do you think it is?
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be cool. We don't really see a lot of 60s superhero movies set in the 60s, besides, X-Men Days of Future Past. Wasn't that like the 70s or some shit?
It was around there, but yeah. Okay, so I guess it enhances all 5 of their senses and their intelligence and physical abilities. Okay.
Yeah, he's a really great director. Besides a Zoolander 2. And Secret Life of Walter Mitty was kind of I mainly didn't like the movie because of his own casting. He should have just casted somebody else, but I still think that he's a fantastic director. So it can go both ways because he recently did Escape at Dannemora.
All right,
and
a television series or miniseries.
And that was very, very dramatic, and fucking Benicio
it looked a lot different. It didn't look like anything like, yeah, it didn't look like Ben Stiller would be attached to it at all. You're like, what is this? And you find out Ben Stiller is directing it, and you're like, that doesn't even look like I don't know what Ben Stiller looks like, but that's not what Ben Stiller looks like, is that project. But that just goes to show his directing.
Exactly. His range is insane.
His range.
Like,
yeah.
The Cable Guy is one of the greatest. I think one of the most underrated movies of all time.
Yeah,
is the Cable Guy. I think that movie's fucking genius.
And maybe it'll end up like being Get Smart with superpowers, but I don't know.
That's what it kind of
I don't know if
sounds like.
Yeah, I don't know if it's in the comedy direction or if it's more like a serious like mystery solving crime show. Like, I don't know what The Champions was. I wasn't around in the 60s.
I'm trying to see because Ben Stiller hasn't done anything in a while. I have to just see the last thing that he did. Oh yeah, he was in Hubie Halloween.
Oh yeah, he was in the very beginning.
Yeah. Oh, Licorice Pizza. He's gonna be in Licorice Pizza. He's gonna be in there.
Nice.
Guess so.
I'm hearing great things about that. I'm very excited about that. I didn't think Ben Stiller would play a superhero since Mystery Men. It's just a fact. Mystery Men's on Netflix if you guys want to watch it. It's a very goofy watch. Lots of fun people in that. Lots of really cool people. Dane Cook makes a random appearance. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So there's that movie to look out for. I'm interested in that. That's on my list. Not familiar with the project itself or the property itself of The Champions, but I like Ben Stiller and Cate Blanchett, and I'm excited to see where this goes because I don't know. I don't know what to expect from him doing superhero. Let's see. I have two more projects to talk about. So you recently went to the last Blockbuster in the world, which was in Bend, Oregon. But I don't know if the world knows that once upon a time, the world had a lot of Blockbusters, and there was a time where there were employees in every single one. People would start their jobs there, and we are getting a TV show, a Netflix TV show based on the workplace of a Blockbuster, and it's going to have Randall Park. And I think this is a very interesting idea because it's announced that it is going to be called Blockbuster, and it's a fictional look at the video store employees who are working at the last Blockbuster at a dying strip mall in a dying town. So they're probably going to try to come up with bizarre ways to save this Blockbuster and come up with fundraisers and events and a whole bunch of hijinks. So far, it sounds like there's going to be 10 episodes on Netflix, and the team behind Brooklyn Nine-Nine, well, one of the producers of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, her name is Vanessa Ramos, and Crashing and Superstore, she produced all of those, is on this project with Randall Park, who I am a big fan of. And,
Randall Park's awesome.
This has to be a period piece because Blockbuster is a specific period in time. And I am very excited to see what they pump out. I hope it's not like a... do you remember The Crew with what's his name? Kevin James?
Oh dear Lord. Yeah, no, if it's one of...
I hope it's not like a workplace sitcom like that.
Yeah, I hope it's something more along the lines of like Superstore. I haven't watched a lot of Superstore, but I watched some episodes. It is pretty funny. Or some like Fresh Off the Boat, which Randall Park was in. No laugh track. Just please, for love of God, no laugh track. If there's a laugh track, then I'm giving up on that idea. There was that one show with Kathy Bates. My mom fucking loves this show. It was on Netflix. They're all stoners.
Yeah, what is that called again?
I can't remember, but I was actually excited about it because I love Kathy Bates, and
it's by Chuck Lorre, isn't it? Who did 2.5 Men and like Big Bang Theory, like the TV king.
Yep, that was the problem. Now you call him the TV king, I call him the devil. I call him the spawn of Satan.
You just pop. He's pumping so much stuff out. So much
Dude,
stuff.
so much. He's done so many bad shows. Yeah, he did 2.5 Men, Big Bang Theory, shit, and you name it, he's been involved with.
He's done a lot.
He's awful. He is
He's
awful.
still doing shows, yeah.
But if it's something like that, I'm gonna be very, very upset. But because his name's not attached to it, I'm happy. Because I can't stand laugh tracks anymore. I'm always like, God damn, this sucks. I
think
miss
that's
it.
what killed John Mulaney's sitcom too.
Oh, 100%. That, and he ripped off
his comedy
Seinfeld,
is not meant.
like
his comedy is not meant for it.
Yeah, no, and he just wasn't a good lead as well. He was a bland, and everybody in that show sucked. Yeah, that kind of sitcom doesn't work anymore. The only sitcom I can still watch today that it never gets old because you can actually hear that they're real people. It's not a fucking button that they're pressing. Is that 70s show. It's like the only one that works. But then after that, like, yeah, no, you just like How I Met Your Mother. I do really like that show still, but yeah, they do the same thing. You watch an episode and you can just tell that there's nobody. And that's because at least How I Met Your Mother, they have an excuse. There's so many different scenes
they're really creative
and like it.
Yeah.
So that
the direction
makes sense. But yeah, but speaking of that, I'm not excited about How I Met Your Dad. Ugh.
Oh yeah, they showed the first look of that. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But let's go into one more story for our Thanksgiving episode. We're gonna keep in the theme of festivities and talk about death cults. Let's see. Yeah, we're have you heard the name Jim Jones? He was a cult leader.
Yes.
I believe he's the one who was notorious for spiking Kool-Aid or drinks or something at the very end, toward the end of the cult, and he killed over 900 people. I found out through mass suicide, the Jamestown mass suicide. That's what Jim Jones is known for, and they're making a movie about this guy. MGM is making a movie about this guy. Right now, it's called Jim Jones. The movie is called that, and it's supposedly going to star Leonardo DiCaprio, who is going to play the 1970s religious cult leader. Some more Oscar bait. I'm not happy about the writer. The writer is the person who wrote Venom, which I don't get. Scott Rosenberg.
No way.
Doesn't that seem like a weird writer?
That is
just something like super like serious.
That's disappointing.
Yeah,
that is disappointing.
But this story is insane for those. I'm sure a lot of people do know about Jim Jones, but he started a religious cult and he like ran away from the government with his cult to like, I think into some sort of jungle until he got caught again. And then that's where they did the
suicide.
Drink the lemon or drink the Kool-Aid stuff. Like that's what they always say about joining cults or being in weird lifestyles. Like you're drinking the Kool-Aid. Because Jim Jones made that popular. So yeah, we're getting
that's
more
interesting.
Oscar bait. Leonardo DiCaprio playing a psycho.
Yeah, fucking Leonardo DiCaprio. I have such a love-hate relationship for that guy. There's this one movie, kind of off topic, but it has something to do with Leonardo DiCaprio. There's a movie that he did with Tobey Maguire. The director of the movie actually hit me up and was like trying to like get my like email, and he was like going to talk to me more about the movie because he got screwed over, and it was all because of Leonardo DiCaprio and Tobey Maguire. Don's Plum is what it's called.
Oh wow, yeah, they were like best friends growing up.
Dude. Toby, yeah, and this movie would have, if it actually was released, it would have destroyed them. You can still watch it. I found it on YouTube. Maybe it's not there anymore, but it's a brutal, weird movie of these Los Angeles actors, which they all were at the time. They all meet at this bar called Don's Plum, and there wasn't really a script. So the story is there's like a whole like little documentary on it too. So RD Rob. So one day he he would always hang out with Leonardo DiCaprio and Tobey Maguire and all these like young actors. And he basically was like, hey, I want to do like a short film. It's just gonna like just be set in two days, and it's gonna be mostly improvised, and just really like showcasing all of these guys, because DiCaprio and Maguire and all the, like, I think it was Kevin Connolly and like other like little actors who went on to do here and there. They weren't really that famous yet. Basically, they make the movie, and he has so much footage that they decided to make it into a feature film instead of a short film. And it turned into like this huge lawsuit, basically. Leonardo DiCaprio and Tobey Maguire, their agents were super pissed because it was all under the table.
Right.
And they were super pissed. And the reason why, like, so you'd think I have a quote right here. DiCaprio said, I would never go in for one night, improvise my friends, and make a feature film. There was no way I would do that. So they're trying to say, I know I'm like really going off of this, but it's a very interesting story because it just shows like kind of who Leonardo DiCaprio and Tobey Maguire were as people. They're saying that, well, the reason why is because like we were said that it was just gonna be a short film. We didn't really get paid for it. Blah blah. Like it was just illegal. We don't want to have our names attached to it. It's not that good. Blah blah. The real reason is, Elijah, there is a scene in the movie, multiple scenes of Leonardo DiCaprio being the worst person of all time, and the entire movie was basically improvised. So this was who they were. And there's one scene where he literally berates this young actress and fucking makes her cry and walk off set, calls her like a cow and a bitch. And she never came back. And like the guy, Dale Wheatley, that's the guy. Dale Wheatley was the actual dude that was tweeting at me. He's a writer and producer of this. He said in one of these like little documentaries about it, that Leonardo DiCaprio, like she never came back. Like she didn't want to come back. And there's one shot where like the camera's on and she like walks off, and you literally see the camera do this because she like fucking basically just like shoves the DP out of her way. And they keep saying, they kept saying like Leonardo DiCaprio especially, it's like, no, we didn't want to be involved,
really
because
protective
like
of their image.
It's just we didn't get paid. But yeah, no, when you watch it though, it's like, ooh, no, Leo, you're just a little prick, aren't you? I don't know if I like you. Anyways, that's Don's Plum. I don't know why I just decided to go on that rant, but here I am.
So what you're saying is Leonardo DiCaprio doesn't have to stretch that far to play an evil man.
Yes, thank you. That's exactly what I was saying. Thank you.
Now he's
thank you for
play Jim Jones.
Yes, thank you for wrapping that up in a nice bow, because I had no idea where I was going with that.
How did this start? I'm just angry and hot now. What's happening?
literally.
But yeah. So Leonardo DiCaprio is apparently going to play a couple bad people in the future. He's playing this guy, Jim Jones. He's playing some serial killer named Dr. H.H. Holmes, who is Evan Peters' character is based on him, I believe, from American Horror Story Hotel, I believe. I could be wrong by that, but I think they're based on the same characters. He's a serial killer who built things in his walls so he could hide bodies. I think I could be entirely wrong, but I know he's a serial killer and it's based on a book. So yeah, he's going to be taking a dark side. Leonardo DiCaprio is. Yeah.
I'm glad that he is finally getting the respect he deserves.
But yeah, from your story, I've always kind of known that about Tobey Maguire specifically too, about how I don't want to say, I guess, I don't know. He like tries so hard about his image, and he's really protective of his image. Same with Leonardo DiCaprio. I keep thinking of the word prestigious, but it's like a word where you're like pretending to be prestigious or like forcing prestigiousness.
Right. Yeah. No, you could tell the only reason why they wanted it to be gone, which is totally understandable. Like they didn't like sign a contract or anything. So they basically did like do everything illegally. And especially if you're in the actors board and shit. So that's understandable. But when you watch it, it's just like, oh no, these guys just accidentally exposed you guys, and you're scared of what people are gonna think. And the producers, though, like they also did shady shit. So like no one's really innocent there, but but I just don't like Leonardo Dicaprio or Tobey Maguire, so I'm just gonna blame it on them mainly. But hey, here's to No Way Home, though, because he is actually my favorite Spider-Man, regardless of everything I just said.
Yeah.
And I do like me some Wolf of Wall Street and Titanic. Okay, you guys are good. I just don't like you. I just don't like you as people.
Well, on that note, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. We hope you guys eat the best food. We're thankful for you guys being here. I'm thankful for Justin being my co-host through all of this. And I'm thankful that did I say that we're still doing this? I don't think so. That you're listening, that we're still doing this, that Justin's here. It's a good time. It's a good Thanksgiving. Hope everyone has a good one. What are some things you're thankful for, Justin?
I'm thankful for letting you know about Dom's Plum.
Me too.
I'm thankful for you letting me do this lovely podcast with you, even though I'm usually always late. And I'm thankful.
Yeah, I hope you guys have a good Thanksgiving. We'll see you guys next week. Let us know what you guys are watching. Goodbye, guys.
Bye.